guys, Alpha Marina here. Welcome to my very first YouTube video. And in this video, I'll be taking you through my art book collection. What a great start. To get into the video, I just want to preface this by saying that I am an anime artist. So that's the primary thing I do, like anime art, like manga, stuff like that. So that's the primary stuff you're going to see on this channel, and that's the primary type of art book I will show you, like how to draw manga books, like stuff like that. Without further ado, let's get right into my art book collection. I just want to start off this art book collection by showing you the first book I actually got as a gift. I think it was one of my paternal uncles or aunts that got me this book, and it's Manga for the Beginner Shoujo, Everything You Need to Start Drawing, the most popular star Japanese comics by Christopher Hart. This guy's really talented, I swear to God. Like, I remember looking at this book, the art in this book, and I'm like, wow, I want to draw like that. I'm sorry not at that level, but hey, everyone has their own art style, so let's go flip right through it. The thing about this book is that this person, the artist, actually has included diverse characters in this book. Like, this is a black guy in a suit and like a semi-formal clothing, you know what I'm trying to say, and he seems pretty intelligent based on the glasses. That's what it says in the book. And it also has like a note about the perspective in the down angle, as it's phrased in the book. And it's basically like, I don't know what to call it, but it's a very good way to like introduce the beginner artist to like perspective and looking down from different angles. Oh, look, it's a cat girl. Such a cute picture. I mean it's like really, it's really cute to look at. Cat girls are very popular in anime and manga, and I even created my own cat girl character back in 2014. I'll show you right here. That drawing was done like in February 2020, meaning it's before the pandemic, and I just want to say that I'm really glad that the pandemic is actually giving me time to draw and spend time with family. So yeah. A helpful page. This is a very helpful page in like looking at like very dynamic poses and how they affect the silhouette. Like you can see in this silhouette, it just feels very stiff, but this one feels more dynamic. Like I really like how the author and the artist compares the two silhouettes, like the bad one and the good one. Like it's very helpful to like look at it and stop and like analyze the differences and what makes it so dynamic and very interesting to look at. That's enough of that one. Let's look at the next one. Ooh, Mastering Manga 3, Power Up with Mark Crilly. Can y'all see it? It's such a cool book, and I love Mark Crilly's art style. It looks very detailed and yet simple enough. Especially the hair. Like, see the hair on these people's heads. Like, I really wish I could draw hair like that. Like, I remember doing that back in 2017, 2018, but then I stopped because it just looked not it. The thing about this book is that it actually gives more tips on how to draw like clothing, whereas the other book really didn't do anything like that. So it tells you how to like draw shirt collars, perfect if you want to draw people in like uniforms and work clothes. Bows, this is helpful. I really need to refer back to this one. And then ruffles, that looks so nice. Like, hands up to Mark Crilly, he's such a king. Crilly in this book also shows you how to draw different characters, like different types of characters. Like this one here is like a sci-fi character. It looks like my Star Wars character Mia a little bit, except her hair is not that light. And I really like how detailed the armor and her clothing looks. Like the bodysuit, everything, the armor, the fishnet stuff, whatever that is. Like it looks so nice. I love looking at Mark Crilly's work because it's like so detailed. And yeah, so simple. Like he breaks it down for you, like in very simple steps. Like I like that about his work. Poses in this book are a little more challenging than the next one, than the previous one. Like for example, person carrying another person, or boy carrying girl in this case. And it looks to me that it's very complex because like you have to get the pose right. You have to make sure it looks realistic and not stiff. And looks romantic. I still struggle with that, but you know, it's just, Mark Crilly is able to like break it down for you and help you like get the gist of what's going on in the picture, which I really appreciate. Check out another book. And this time, that book I'm going to show you is really helpful. I love looking at it. It's more in-depth than the last Mark Curley book, even though I love Mark Curley's work. I love the fact that he breaks things down for you step by step so it's doable even for someone who is not as experienced as he is. So, Manga, the Mega Guide, Samantha Gorell. It looks, the first thing I noticed is that, wow, this looks so manga. Like, this looks like very, I like how they do the hair, like the shading in the hair, made from like light to dark, and the highlights. It looks very nice, and I still struggle with that, and I hope to be able to achieve this level of drawing one day. Look, this book even shows you how to color with like multiple materials, like watercolor, marker, color pencil. Look at this. This looks, this is so helpful. I really don't try watercolor. My main media are color pencil and digital and marker. Those are my main media. But I really want to try watercolor. And I'm probably going to find myself referring back to this part of the book whenever I'm working with like watercolor. And it also has a section on acrylic, I believe. Like, look at that. I never thought you could do manga with like acrylic work. And somehow the artist seems to make it work. Like, well done. Well done. This book even has a section on drawing hands and feet. Feet are my nemesis because I don't really draw feet that often. But hands are a little bit easier for me because I draw them more often than feet. And I usually draw my characters in shoes, so I really don't draw bare feet that often. And when I do, I struggle with it a lot. So I'm going to have to like try and like do that more. So, yeah, and then it even has like hands in motion. Like it shows you how to make the hand look fluid with like the shape and stuff like that. Grabbing things, it helps. Yeah, it looks easy, but it's really not easy, especially for artists who struggle with hands. And the tip here says, take photographs of your own hands and use as references if you have a hard time with a particular pose that you want to draw. Yes. Take photos, draw from life, use references, just do whatever you need to do in order to get the hand right. This book introduces the 3-part hair where you draw the hair in 3 parts. The front, the sides, and the middle, which is like, the middle is like the 90% of hair that's like not in your face or on the side of it, just everywhere else. And I think it's a good method because it helps you like learn how to draw hair in like parts and not just go haywire or anything like that. It just doesn't. And yeah, it's a very helpful tool to think about. I personally don't use this method because by the time I got this book, I was already used to drawing hair that looked kind of decent, but I highly recommend it for people who struggle with hair. Okay, on to book number 4 of 5. Manga Crash Course, drawing manga characters and scenes from start to finish. Mina Mystikarts Petrovic. I don't think I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I butchered her name. I like this cover. It's very unique. It shows you from like sketching and line art to like the finished product. And I think it's a very unique way of like presenting a drawing book. And I think it's a very neat idea, very creative. Here's again. Here you see the sketch, here you see the inked part, which I think is very, very neat way of like demonstrating the difference between sketching and inking. And it's very neat that they decided to present it this way because it's helpful. It helps to differentiate the two things before coloring. At least that's how I do it. And then they also talk about like ink nibs and inking tools. Like an ink nib is basically something that, every time I hear of an ink nib, I usually think of like people dipping their feather pens in ink and writing calligraphy in the olden days. That's literally what I think of. So maybe that could help you visualize what ink nibs are and how they are used. And the pens I use are technically Faber-Castell, And they're very durable, very good pens because they last very long. I've had a set of like a 4-pen set of those for like 5 years, and they're still working well. At least, well, 3 of them are, but I don't know what happened to the other one. It dried out. This page also has a watercolor tutorial, but unlike the other book, it shows you how to draw and paint and create a watercolor picture, not just coloring a figure using watercolor. And this is also a very helpful tip, like try to find a pen that doesn't smudge when wet, which is very, very helpful because who wants their watercolor work to be ruined by a non-soluble pen that actually like smudges and dries and doesn't really add to the picture? Like, ruined picture, who wants that? Personally, I'm not a fan of drawing noses this way because it's just not my style, but if people want to draw noses this way, cool beans. I really am not going to give them crap for that. I mean, art styles are different. Like, everyone has a unique art style. Picasso had a unique art style. Monet had a unique art style. I mean, like, everyone does things differently. Why would everyone want to do things the same way? I mean, there's nothing wrong with copying something just to learn, but eventually you have to learn to get off those crutches and start making stuff on your own. Finally, the last book, The Master Guide to Drawing Anime by Christopher Hart. Again, we started with Christopher Hart, let's end with Christopher Hart. This was not intentional, by the way. This book also teaches you how to draw different types of characters. Like, this is in like the comedic character section where you have like a ninja trying to like teach his pupils how to like nunchuck something or whatever, and he ends up hitting himself. Like, that's some cute slapstick humor. And I also like the little stars in the background that actually go like, ow, 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 like they in case that he got hurt or something. And look at these kids, they're just laughing at him in the background. I'm like, that's so cute. Super cute, I love it. I don't recall other books doing this, like the ones in my collection doing this, but in this book they also like draw the face on like the front, the third view, the profile view, and they don't really show you how to draw them in the back view. And I think that's beneficial because what if you're drawing someone who's like walking away from the scene, like their back is to the viewer and they're walking on the sidewalk away from something? I mean, that would be very helpful for someone who wants to like draw comic books. So yeah, kind of relevant, but I just want to show you this cute Charmander thingy lizard thing. I don't know what it looks like, but it reminds me of Charmander. And this guy, if he were in Pokemon, he could be a Pokemon trainer, like Red having his Charmander and like fighting his rival Blue and becoming the champion. I really don't think that stuff where you have like cute little monsters fighting each other are popular. I mean, Pokemon is the only thing that I can think of that's still popular. I don't know about Digimon. I've never really gotten a Digimon. Someone let me know in the comments. Thanks. I have one more book I want to show you, but at the moment I can't find it. Bummer. There you have it. That's my art book collection. I'm really grateful that you checked out my very first YouTube video. I am hopeful that you subscribe, you like this video, and I hope you come back and check me out for another round. See ya!